Yes, students. Now let us see atoms in a bit more details. So how do we define atoms? Atoms are the smallest particle of an element which may or may not have independent existence. That is, they are the smallest particle of an element which may exist freely or may not exist freely. But they are the smallest particle of that element which takes part in chemical reaction. Now, all the elements, they are made up of atoms, and atoms, they react. Now, actually, atoms are so small that they cannot be seen by our naked eyes. Not even by your, say, very good microscopes. Think of the hydrogen, which is the smallest atom. It has the atomic radius in the range of, say, 0.037 nanometer. That is 10 to the power of minus 9 meter. So how small that is. So that cannot be seen by the naked eyes. So you need a special type of microscope which is called scanning tunneling microscope, which can take the photographs of these atoms, and they are needed to be magnified to be viewed. Now, since we have so many types of atoms, so many types of elements which have the atoms, we need to represent them in a short way. And these short and scientific representation of the elements are known as their symbols. It was John Dalton who first proposed to identify each and every element or associate each and every element with a symbol. And he gave the pictorial representation for the symbol. For example, see, this was the symbol of hydrogen. This was phosphorus. This was copper. This was oxygen. Though there were very limited number of elements at that time known, but still this pictorial representation is very difficult to remember. So later, Berzelius, he gave a more scientific way of acknowledging the symbols, which is modified and accepted today. So today, the symbol of an element is derived either from its English or Latin name. The first letter is taken as the symbol, and if that first letter is already taken for some other element, the first and the second letter from the name is taken up as the symbol. Say carbon is C, but copper Cu. This Cu comes from the Latin name of copper, the cuprum. Similarly, I is for iodine. Even iron starts from I. So we cannot give I to both of them. So we have reserved I for iodine. And iron, we have given the symbol Fe, where F is capital, E is small, taking from the Latin name ferrum. Like this, we have the symbols for each and every element. So students, you are supposed to know the symbols of the most common element. Like, say, nitrogen is N, oxygen is O, sulfur is S, carbon is C, phosphorus is P. Then sodium is Na, derived from its Latin name natrium. Potassium is K, derived from its Latin name kalium. Like this way. Please memorize the chart given in your NCERT book of the different symbols of the elements. Now students, for chemical reaction, right now we saw in our previous lecture, we saw that the elements, they combine in fixed proportion by mass to form the compounds. So when they are forming the compounds, they are forming in the fixed proportion by mass. So we are needed to know the mass. So since atoms are combining, we also need to know the mass of an atom. Atom itself is so small that its mass is also very small. Say for example, hydrogen. If we find out the mass of a hydrogen atom, it is near about say 1.673 into 10 to the power of minus 24 grams. 1.673 into 10 to the power of minus 24. How many zeros? Count yourself, that many grams. So can you actually measure it? No. So what to do? We need a new unit which is suitable for measuring the atomic mass. So what we did? We measured the mass of an atom in respect to the mass of other atom, and which is called the relative atomic mass. So what is this relative atomic mass? Relative atomic mass is the atomic mass of an element as compared with the mass of carbon-12 isotope taken as 12. So the isotope of carbon-12, the mass is fixed at 12, and with the ratio or with respect to that mass, how much an atom is heavier or is lighter. So the units given to it is AMU, atomic mass unit. So what is 1 AMU? 1 AMU is the 1/12 the mass of a carbon-12 isotope taken as 12. So 1/12 the mass of a carbon-12 atom is your 1 AMU. So if an atom is 1/12 times lighter than that of the carbon-12 atom, it is taken as 1. If an atom is 2 times or 2/12 times lighter than that of a carbon-12 atom, its atomic mass unit or AMU is 2 AMU. Likewise, we have found out the masses of different atoms. So what is AMU? It is the atomic mass unit, or simply we represented it with U also. So it is the 1/12 the mass of a carbon-12 isotope on the atomic scale. And with respect to this, we find out the mass of all the atoms. So we get a decent number which is easier to remember and to work with. So like we get the mass of hydrogen as 1, oxygen as 16, carbon as 12. Definitely we have taken it, fixed it as 12, and then nitrogen 14. So now we can work up with. If it was the actual mass that I said 1.673 into 10 to the power of minus 24 gram, very difficult to work with. So as because we are finding this mass in relation to another element or atom of an element, we are calling it as the relative atomic mass. So you are also supposed to know the general atomic masses or relative atomic masses of various elements that are given in your NCERT book. Next comes molecule. So what are molecules? Molecules are also the smallest particle of an element or a compound, but they have independent existence. And they are formed by combination of atoms. If an atom is capable of free existence, then that itself is the molecule of that particular atom. So how do we find out how many atoms are there in a molecule of that compound or of an element? By its atomicity. Atomicity represents the number of atoms present in the molecule of that element. For example, sodium, potassium, gold, silver, platinum, copper, iron, all the metals, their molecule is composed of one atom only because their atom is capable of free existence. So their atomicity is 1. But in case of oxygen, nitrogen, iodine, fluorine, one atom cannot exist freely. Two atoms of oxygen always combine together to form the molecule of oxygen to be able to exist freely. Similarly with nitrogen. Two atoms of nitrogen combine to form the molecule for free existence. So the atomicity of oxygen and nitrogen are 2. Similarly, ozone, which is made up of oxygen only, its atomicity is 3, as 3 atoms of oxygen combine together to form the